What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fishnicles, the YouTube channel. So this is top 4 of me playing Arceus Beedrill. If you missed the video introduction, watch yesterday's video where you can see deck lists and talk about them, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you check that out from yesterday's video and watch top 8 game, of course. But we're gonna see what happens in top 4. Like I said, I'm playing the Arceus Beedrill deck. So let's hit play and let's commentate this game together. I think this is the game I'm kind of like unsure if I played it correctly. Now, I did play against this player before, and we did beat them, but this is best 2 out of 3, and we did play, and I did play other Lost Box decks. Spoiler alert, this is a Lost Box deck, but what's interesting about his list is that they played like 3 or 4 choice belts, so they can like 2-shot the Arceus, which made it kind of interesting. So we do have a Sobble double turbo kind of play. It already looks like we have a really good combination, or really good idea of getting the turn 2 mustard playoff, right? Their single strike play. So we get the DTE, and we probably just pass. We don't care about energies. We want to save the energy search, just in case they do. Go for a Marnie here or something. They did play multiple Marnies as well. I think it's like 3 in their Lost Box list, if I remember correctly. It's like 2 or 3, maybe 2. It's more than I was used to when playing against Lost Box. Usually against Lost Box, they didn't really play Marnies as much as that I know of. Usually they want to hold their hand as much as possible, but this one did play multiple, and I think that's definitely what threw me off a little bit, just because they did. I think they Marty me into good hands, but we see your opponent's doing, the flower selecting dance. They scoop up the Comfy, put the Comfy down, trying to get that 4, trying to get 4 cards in the Lost Zone. So we do see Tempo of Sinnoh coming down, Fire to just deactive, and obviously they are playing Radiant Charizard in the list too, which makes things really interesting. It's not the Kyogre Greninja build. As soon as you see the Fire Energy, okay, this is not the Kyogre build. It could be still. Maybe Kyogres do play it, but they receive the Cram. We see the Choice Belt, and you can already see they're going for that turn. Like turn 1, I'm going to swing for 140 against your RCSV, which is very, very, very strong in this matchup, right? So they get the turn 2. We do see the capturing Aroma, and now we see it pass. So now our turn, what do we do here? And I think this is where I kind of struggled at, because we got the Drizzile, right? We can maybe Ultra Ball, but like I don't know what we could do with that. We could just like grab Marnie. So we got Training Court. Okay, that's fine. So we got Training Court. We get the RCSV. We can attach a Water Energy. We can get our, the turn 2 Mustard Playoff, which is really nice. We'll go for the Starbirth here. We could find, maybe Sobble. And, no, we have to go for an Ultra Ball here to, like, thin our hand out. And then we'll have to go for the Single Strike Mustard. So we are discarding a Double Turbo. And we only played 2 in this list, if you didn't see the deck list by any chance. So we're going to discard the Captain Room and discard the Double Turbo. And I think what we want to get here is an RCSV. And hopefully we do that. So yeah, we still get the RCSV. I'm trying to think of everything we did in this match. So we got the RCSV. We get the Mustard. We get the Beedrill. We're looking good. We got the turn 2 Beedrill. We're going to draw up to 5. We get a Sobble as well. We'll put that down. And we can go ahead and swing. No point of using Ultra Balls or anything like that. We are going to go with the Energy Search, which I think we should have saved the Energy Search, because we've already attached Energy Return, and now we're putting more energies in our hand, and then we're going to discard it. And I think what I'm thinking right now is I want to grab multiple Sobbles, just so we can go to Drizzile's next turn. I don't know if I like that play, but we are going for it. Okay, so there's another Sobble, because this could have been, potentially, could have been another Beedrill that we bring out, but nope. It looks like we went that one instead. So we get 2 Grass and a Fire. I think we want to keep 1 Grass in the deck. You can see I'm kind of debating here. Do I put the Grass? Do I put the Fire? The reason I'm thinking about this is because do I want the Grass in the deck so I can't Energy Search for it? That's the big question. I think I've only used 1, of course, so we should have like another one on the deck. We do have the Inteleon with the Shady Dealings. And this is kind of big because against Lost Box, if they have 10 cards in the Lost Zone, they can start using Sableye. And with Sableye, they can ping double Sobble. So really in this matchup, you want to try to get your Sobbles into Drizzile's ASAP. So they can't ding 2 Drizziles, they can ding 1 for knockout. I think that is a big thing too. So see Manaphy go in the Lost Zone, and we'll probably see a Cramorant swing for 140 against Arceus. And it's kind of up to us what we want to do here. Do we want to single Beedrill and take a knockout? or do we want to go for a Sharon's Care, pick up the Arceus V, and put it back and attack with a new one? So that's kind of, I think, what I really debate in the next turn. And I think right now, thinking about it, I think we should really go for a. We should really go for the Sharon's Care play, but we'll see if we do that or not. We do get the Teleon, yes, and I think what I want to grab now, thinking about it, is I want to grab Evolution Instance and Sharon's Care. And what this does is like an Evolution Instance for another Drizzle, and hopefully we do that. So we go for the Scoop Net. I guess that's okay. We're going to pick Benetelion that way. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Get the RCV start down. We can put down the Arceus. So we put a Grass Energy on the Beedrill. I don't know if I like that play anymore. I think maybe we should be focusing on like swing between two Arceus because they can't one-shot my Arceus V as they can Beedrill. And what we could have done is we could put down Arceus, attach a double turbo to it, and the next time attach a Water Energy, and we could even Pal Pad for the Sharon's Care, right? We could have Pal Pad for Sharon's Care, get that back, and we could have picked up the Arceus V-Star again, do that kind of play, but we didn't do that, unfortunately. So I think that's definitely a misplay there that I definitely should have done, and now I'm Ultra Balling away, and I think right now I'm trying to like limit my bench. My opponent can't take as many knockouts, but I think going for what I was talking about is a lot better. And in hindsight, I definitely should have just been like swinging between two Arceus Vs instead. But we didn't go for that. But we are going to get a quick ball here. I don't know if I like the quick ball play because we can't really quick ball for anybody right now. But we'll take a knockout here. We got out of 4. We do have 1 fire in the deck. We don't care about that. Yeah, but I think we should have maybe switched between the two. I think that would have been a lot better, but we didn't do that, unfortunately. So we see the Comfy come up. And so next turn, it's going to be up to my opponent to, once again, put pressure on this Arceus V-Star, right? Do 142 with the Cramorant. Maybe go for the Sableye, knock out a Drizzle, something that could be something they could do too. We do see one Sableye on the Lost Zone. I think they played 2, of course. But we have no way to get these other Sableyes in the Lost Zone, so that doesn't really matter. So let's run Colors, put in Super Rod and Capture. Now this is very important because, these Lost Box sets only play so many, rods, but this does play Claire, so they can't get them back that way and stuff like that. So that's very important to note. We see Switch Card going to the Lost Zone as well. Choice Bell going to Cramorant, and once again, I think we're going to see a Cramorant just swing for 140, which is it's a lot of pressure for sure. But what I should do now, I think we can do 2 things. We can either, go to the Teleon, and we can maybe go for a round of trying to get into the Beedrill line. That might be a good play. We'll see if we decide to do. I don't know what to do here. We do have the Beedrill that can knock out the Cramorant. We could do the Persisting, which is pretty nice. What I probably should have done, now I'm thinking about it too, is we could put a Grass Energy on the Beedrill because they can't one-shot my Beedrill with any of their cards unless they go for Charizard. So, or we could put the Water Energy on a Teleon and get ready for it that way. Or we could just swing the Arceus and let that fall, eliminate 2 price cards. I don't know how I feel about that. So it looks like we are going for the single strike Mustard play, which is kind of interesting. We see the Water Energy going to the Inteleon. We're going to see the Ultra Ball. Now the Ultra Ball, we would discard the Grass Energy, and maybe the Evolution Instance. I like that. Okay, I like that. And then we'll grab... we don't grab anything here. I think we just hold our hand because we really don't need anything right now. And then what we could do is we can Quick Ball away the Double Turbo, hopefully. Okay. And then we can... So we have a weird thing to do. So we're going to Pal Pad back in the Sharon's Care. But see, now it's bad because Pal Pad doesn't do anything. So you have to grab Sharon's Care, Ordinary Rod back the Grass Energy, I think. What I should have done is I should have retreated first. I should have retreated and then discarded a Grass Energy. That's what I should have did. And for some reason, I think I misclicked there. I think I hit Pokemon, but I meant to hit Energies, and I think that was a huge problem on my end. I should have maybe done that way, but maybe I'll try to sell Dope Beedrill here. But we already attached to the bench Beedrill, so that's not going to work. So we are going to treat... we don't discard energy anyway. We have the Floatstone on it. So, yeah, I don't know. That seems kind of iffy. We probably should just let the Arceus fall. Now I'm thinking about it. But in the end, if we did the other play I was talking about, we could have shares cared, picked up the Arceus, set up a new Arceus, and like swung again, and that would have like saved 2 price cards no matter what. So I think that's definitely what we should have done there. I guess maybe I was scared of like a Charizard choice ball play, but they couldn't really do that either because they need like multiple energies and like Magma Base and stuff like that. So you see Roxanne here, and I think Roxanne is like what's really gonna like hurt us a lot because we're 36 on price cards, right? We're looking pretty nice, and we see Raihan and a Capturing Aroma, right? And so what our opponent could do now is like send him Sableye and like make it where Sableye doesn't take knockouts, and they could set up knockouts with that Sableye. So I think that was a huge miss with my part. Unfortunately, it is my first day playing the deck, of course. But I think definitely we should have gone for that. And this Capturing Aroma, we got to flip heads on it. We got to get the evolutions out. And if we get the heads, we can like get, maybe another Training Core. I think there's one left in the deck. Maybe another E-Search. I think there's still a Grass Energy in the deck. So we do have a couple options to knock out the Sableye. You go down to 2 price cards, which is great. We see Escape Rope. Now, Escape Rope is going to be kind of interesting. We can promote the Arceus until they get knocked out, and then we can, I think that's what we want to do here. But instead I said the Beedrill, and now I'm thinking about that, I don't like that play. We should have let the Arceus get knocked out, because what we could do, if he does knock out, we have the Raihan, and we're good to go. But instead, they sent up the Sableye. So these are little mistakes I definitely made during the game. And we should have just promoted the Arceus, let it get knocked out, save our Beedrill, and if they don't knock out the Beedrill, which they can't because they can only do 12 damage, we have the immediate response with Raihan, and if they don't ding the Arceus, which they can't knock out the Arceus unless they send him Cramorant, then, we'll be good. But we have the Raihan here, so Raihan is still good to go. We can Raihan for the Grass Energy on the active. And what we could do is maybe grab Sharon's Care for next turn. I don't know what I grab here. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. I hope I grab Sharon's Care. And we do see the Marnie. So I don't like the Marnie here. Yeah, we definitely should have grabbed Sharon's Care. Because then we could have Sharon's Care up the Arceus V-Star on the bench. Right? But maybe I'm more nervous my opponent will take a knockout. I don't know if we had another Stadium in the deck. We do. We did have another Stadium deck too, so we could have grabbed like anything that's probably better than the Marnie we grabbed. I think Marnie is probably like a huge misplay on our part. We probably shouldn't have grabbed the Marnie. But it's 2-5. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think definitely grabbing the Marnie was like definitely the incorrect play, no matter what. So we're full misplays here. Full misplays, unfortunately. So see the Arceus, see they being knocked out. The Serene bringing up the Arceus V. Go take a knockout here. Go down to 3. And we're going to be in the situation now, like, what do we do here? We'll probably set up Inteleon and swing it to the Cram and hope we find an energy. I hope that's what we do here. Once again, I can't remember. Unless I'm going to send the Beedrill. I don't like that play at all. We definitely don't send the Beedrill, and we did, unfortunately. So I think that was a huge misplay on our part. But we do have the Scoop Up Net, so we can Scoop Up Net the Beedrill. So we do get Tails, which could find us a basic Pokemon. Which I don't think we will put down any base Pokemon right now. It's like really threatening with these Sableyes. So I don't know if I like that play at all. Don't grab the Sobble. But we have 3 outs to hit energy. We have the Fire, Grass, and the Training Court. So we do put down the Sobble, which I don't know if I like it or not. And we'll play the Marnie. So we didn't scoop it at the Beedrill either. Oh no. It didn't matter. We didn't hit an energy regardless. And now we have to pass. And now opponent will take another knockout, go down to 2. And we don't have okay Tails. So we gotta find a base Pokemon. If that was an evolution instance, well, I guess we wouldn't have found the Sobble to begin with. So that's neither here nor there. I think right now we're just trying to thin the deck out. But there's a lot of mistakes I made in that game. I think the big one was like not going more for the Arceus loop, which I definitely should have. And put down the Charizard 2, which I don't like. Now they could boss with Charizard and like just take a knockout. That's one of our attackers again. They're just like knocking out. So a lot of misplays here on my part, unfortunately. We had the lead to 5-2 or something like that. Switch card into the Comfey on the Slide Selecting. Once again, I don't think grabbing the Marnie there was good at all. We definitely should have grabbed like a Training Court and just like got ready so we could see Clara. Yeah, we should grab Training Court, and then we could take a knockout the Teleon, go down to 1, and then like probably be in an okay situation. But now we're at 2. They're gonna take a knockout Cramorant, and then be 2-2. We have to find an energy, but we do see the Sableye get a Psychic. Now this is a really big deal because now opponent can just like Send up Sableye, ping the Sobble to bench that I dropped, which I shouldn't have dropped to begin with. So yeah, another ping the on the bench, take a knockout, and now we are in trouble. So definitely just like huge misplays on my part. And we definitely could have played a lot better this game because now they're going to ping the Sobble, take a knockout on it, and then probably just like put damage on the Inteleon to where Cram can knock it out. Cram can knock the Beedrills, and you can see this like straight Cram version is like getting us. So now our only play is like Boss Sword of the Comfy. Hope they don't have anything, but I think they have like a ton of outs still. So we definitely probably threw that game, unfortunately. But we'll see. We do have another Boss Sword again. You can see I'm counting Scoop Net, the Escape Rope, Switch Cards. They have so many options right now. So I don't think we'll have it in us, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, like the Cram can take a knockout, Sableye can take a knockout, and it's just looking really good for opponents. Path of Beat goes to the Lost Zone. They don't say anything. I don't care about the card. Sableye comes up, and they can put 120 on the active, and then like they have knockout Cram. So our only choice is Charizard, because Charizard can take a hit, I think. No, Cram just knocks it out, right? Oh, damage is affected by weakness. That's what I was checking right there. So, yeah, I guess like hypothetically the Charizard can take a hit next turn. But you can see they don't even go for that. They just put all the damage on the bench and Inteleon instead and said, hey, you know what? You need Scoop Net plus energy. And we don't have that. So, we're going to boss again. Once again, probably don't have it. And we definitely threw that game. We definitely made a lot of mistakes. I definitely should have went for the Sharon's Carrier loot plays, which I didn't. That would have definitely, I think that definitely would have swung the game 100%, and that's just me, just inexperience with the deck, and we're going to see a Spit Endlessly for the knockout, and one will go up a game here. So yeah, that's definitely huge throws on my part, but we did learn. We are learning. That's the big thing. We are learning. So we should have like went for the Arceus play and like switch between them, because they could take a knockout unless they get ready at Zard with a Choice Belt. But they couldn't have done that because, one, I'm pretty sure they don't play Magma Basement. If I remember their list, it was only Sinnoh and Path to the Peak. So we've been fine there. There's no way Arceus would have gone down, even with the Sharon's Carrier loop stuff. Like, we could have had Arceus take 4 knockouts, right? 4 prize cards before they took a single one, and then we could have followed with Beedrill and stuff like that. So that's definitely like a huge miss on my part. So. Oh, well, here we go to game number 2, though. We have the Sobble, we have Quick Ball, we have Ultra Ball. Our hand is very iffy. It'll definitely be like Quick Ball of Grass to find the Arceus. And then we can attach Grass Arceus. The next turn we can go for Ultra Ball Mustard and go from there. So we see Grass here, done. It's our opponent's turn. Yeah, we can Ultra Ball. You can see I'm like trying to do math, and I don't even know like why I was like freaking out. I was like, okay, how do we do this? I was like, I don't know why I was like freaking out, because like we could have grabbed like Arceus V-Star, like any 2 cards you want plus Drizzile. So like definitely overthinking right now, like 100%. I was overthinking. So Coerce Experiment. Yeah, you can see right now I'm like still trying to figure out like what can I do? What can I do here? And I'm like, Josh, you're freaking out, man. You're freaking out. So, that's okay, though. We'll see what I end up doing. There's, like, so many different plays you could do with, like, double Ultra Ball plus Arceus plus Sobble. There is a lot. There's a lot you could do here. So, we'll see what opponent does. I mean, they could just, like, take a knockout turn 1. They got the Coerce Experiment, switch card to Comfy, and if they do that, then it makes my choice a lot easier, because, we just need Arceus V-Star. Probably go for the Mustard plane. Go ahead and get the Beedrill out. I think Beedrill is still, like, a solid attacker. It's just unfortunate you have to discard energy to do 110. Like, just, like, don't make a hit for weakness, and I think it would have been okay still. Like, discarding the energy, like, that's kind of iffy. Like I said, that's 110. Like, and you have to get out with Mustard, too, so, like, we could have made Beedrill a lot better if we just, like, didn't hit for weakness or something crazy like that. I think that would have been fine. A bunch of switch card shenanigans going on. They definitely have 5 in the Lost Zone, so, Cram can come up and start doing his thing. We see Air Balloon. We get the Quick Ball for the Cram ramp, most likely. And they're going to get a turn 1 knockout. So, like, my opponent's definitely, like, already flying. Like, going places. Which is good. It's good for them. So, see the Cram come down. We'll see the street into the Cram and to Spit. And they get the Path to the Peak. Great. So now we got to find a stadium card. We only play 2, so we shall see. Only 2 stadium cards. So let's see. What do we find here? We're going to have 5 instead of Arceus V on our turn, and we get a training court. Great top deck. Great top deck. So we can put the training court down. We can Ultra Ball, discarding the grass and Inteleon. We're going to discard the whole hand. Probably grab Arceus. I don't know what to grab here because we could go for I don't know. See, this is where things get tricky. So we'll grab the Arceus V-Star, and this is where I'm like, okay, what do I grab here? We could grab like Raihan and just like not worry about the mustard if we wanted to. Looks like we have Quick Ball and we go for mustard. Now, this is kind of iffy because we don't have double turbo. We only play 2 in the deck. And so I think this is another kind of misplay on my part. I think we shouldn't have focused so much on the mustard play this turn and more worried about setting up 2 Arceus. Because what we could have done is grab double turbo and like an energy, but we get lucky. We 100% like got luck there. Like that was so lucky. Not even gonna lie. So now we got Trinity Nova. We're gonna take a knockout, put energies on the bench Arceus V, and now we're back into the swing of things. But we got 2 energies in the deck. We did discard a bunch already, so we'll put 2 there. Okay, and then now to our next turn, we need to go for that kind of loop play, right? We need to get the Drizzai out to pick up the Arceus V-Star to put the on the bench, and then go from there, unless they miss the choice belt. Now, if they miss the choice belt, we don't have to worry about looping because they can't take a double knockout, unless they do go for Charizard. But once again, they can't go for Charizard because they don't play Magma Basin, right? So they can't, power the Charizard out of nowhere. So that's good. So we see the course again. And we'll see. We'll see. We're 5-5 on price cards. We'll see if I make any misplays or not. Definitely made some in game 1, so hopefully we learn from our lessons there. I definitely think it was like later in the day too, and I was like kind of like just tired as well too. And there's a lot to think while playing this deck too. So we see another flower selecting, so double flower selecting coming down. Probably looking for a cram and looking for a choice belt. That's definitely the 2 optimal cards that they want. If you want to just like put pressure with that cram, do 140. It's very, very strong. We see Scooping It being in the lost zone. We see a Psychic Energy on a Sableye. Kramer comes down. And I think I'm counting Path of the Peaks there. But we see this Psychic Energy on the Cram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can go into the Sableye and take a knockout here on the bench Sobble, which is very good for them. They can put 60 on the bench and maybe 6 on the active Arceus. I wonder what they do with the extra 6. Oh, and now it's starting to come back to what I misplayed. So I'm not going to ruin anything. I think I know exactly what I did here, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll definitely see a knock on the Sobble, most likely. I think that's what's going to happen. We'll see a knock on the Sobble. Right? And I think what I'll talk about what I should have did once we see it. Because I think I know what happened. And I think I just like started getting scared for some reason. Like I was scared of the Cram ran. So I'm like, the Cram's going to get us, right? So you see the damage being spread. Once again, putting 3rd in the active. What the 3rd in the active does makes it Charizard can take a knockout. And you're going to see, like, okay, capturing Roma, heads. And so we can grab, like, the other Arceus V-Star, right? Put that down. We get attached. And then now, here comes the misplay. Wait for it. Is that retreat? The problem I don't think I've noticed is I forgot that Sinnoh was out, right? So Sinnoh was out, and it makes it where my double turbo is not a double turbo anymore. It's just a basic energy. So what I should have done is attach an energy to the active, swung with it, because once again, they can't get charged out. There's no way. And then we could have another energy for the bench, and then we could have been maybe okay. But you can see right there, I'm like, oh, tempo of Sinnoh got me. Tempo of Sinnoh got me. So I forgot what Tempo Sinnoh. 100% that's what it was. Because if I would have realized it, would attach the active and then on that way. So we see Charizard come down. Fire Energy Charizard. I don't think they can attack with Charizard because it needs 4 prize cards need to be taken. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they play Magma Basement. If they do, then I definitely don't remember correctly. But Comfy comes up, got the flower selecting going on. And go to put a VIP pass there. So 44 prize cards. I don't think they're going to be able to take a knockout. Scooping it. I pick up the Comfy, send the Cramorant. Comfy comes down. Another Comfy comes down. And we'll probably see my opponent just spit, most likely. Now, what this does, it makes it where they can attack next turn. So you see the Cramorant getting the Choice Belt. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe you should have saved the Choice Belt for the bench. Radiant Charizard. Because no matter what, you're going to do like 110, 110. Like 110 plus Charizard is knockout. Unless they are planning to take a knockout with Charizard next turn. So what I should do here is I should just put a Grass Energy on the Arceus V-Star on the bench and go from there. But we'll see if I do that or not. I didn't even check to see what was left in the deck. That's definitely huge. Not looking... Okay, so attach a Grass Energy here. And I think that's a huge misplay. And the reason it's a huge misplay is because like Charizard come up now, swing, and Beedrill doesn't knock it out. So, not good. But Capture Room maybe could save me. Capture Room could maybe save me if I realize that. Because I could... Capture Room, hope to hit heads, get a Drizzle for Raihan to get an energy plus double turbo to knock out the Charizard. That's probably coming up this turn. So we'll see if that happens or not. VIP pass, very easy flower selecting there. Just like, you're like, VIP pass? All right, cool. Get in there. So that's what you want to see. When you're a Lost player and you see like VIP pass come in your hand and it's not turn 1 anymore, it's pretty good. So yeah, they can attack with Charizard, like I said, and that's very, very scary because, you know, Beedrill's not going to take a knockout. So hopefully we recognize this and, well, we can do, I think what we should really do is maybe we should, no, I think we should promote the Arceus V-Star. No matter what, I think we promote the Arceus V-Star. So Claire, go and get four cards, Sableye, Cramorant. It's 2 energies. Just the 1. Cramorant comes down. So now they can just reach the Cramorant and take a knockout. And that makes things interesting, but no, they're going to go Charizard here. Interesting. So take a knockout, go down to 2 prize cards. Right, 2 prize cards. And I think we should set up Arceus V-Star here. I know it's kind of risky, but we're going to send probably the worst one. And that is Beedrill. We should never have sent a Beedrill. But it looks like the end is not going to matter because Capture Room is not going to save us. So we could get Radiant Charizard, but Radiant Charizard doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Oh man, even if we were to get the Raihan, it still wouldn't have been enough. So. And then we escape up to Arceus, and then they retreat back into that, and they take a knockout. I think at this point I was just, like, over it. So. I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. Because, like, I said it's all to take a knockout, then knock out Beedrill next turn, whatever. So I know what, they had, like, game on board with 2 prize cards left. And so it's like, whatever, just take the knockout and win the game. So definitely, like, misplays on my part that we talked about, right? So I think, like, looping the Sharon's Care, it's definitely what we need to do when you're playing this deck. Because I think that would have saved us both games. And like game 2, we got super lucky when we like were really aggressive mustard planes. We shouldn't have done that. We should have just been like, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to not mustard, and I'm just going to like research and or Marnie, whatever it is, plus grabbing a double turbo. That's probably been the best play. Just to hit more cards. Plus the Marnie would have disrupted my opponent because they did have more cards. And even research would have got us 7. We could have had a bit more Arceus. Maybe find the Rod to get back our energies because we did discard a bunch of energies. That game 1, we definitely made the misplay where we should have Palpad back into Sharon's Care and then like loot back around like the Arceus V-Stars, like because we could have got like 4 attacks. We could have got like 4 knockouts where they knock out 2 Arceus V-Star, and then we could have had like double like Beedrill plus Inteleon to win the game. But that didn't happen either, so that was kind of unfortunate. So I think there's some definitely learning points there that we could have done. To help us win the game, especially game 1 and game 2. Like there was huge misplays that we did, and definitely go test the deck more. I think it could be potentially good for Toronto. There's definitely some changes I want to make to the list for sure. We'll have to see. We'll have to test a bunch. So yeah, guys, there we go. So unfortunately, we did lose in top 4, but in the finals, it was Palkia, and I think the Palkia matchup is probably, it's not an auto loss. Don't get me wrong, but it is very bad. Just because like they swing for so much damage. And you're like 2-shotting them, you're never 1-shotting them, and they can 1-shot you. And like they play echoing horns and cross switchers, and it's just not a fun time. Like you have to hopefully, you know, like your Arceus take like, do enough damage or something. Like you swing Arceus once, swing Arceus once, swing Arceus. It's an Inteleon to pick it up, and then Charizard to take your last 2 prize cards. That's very hard to do, but I think that's the game plan there. If you can do it, right, you swing the Arceus, they don't take an Arceus knockout. You Sharon's Care, pick it back up, swing again. They don't take a knockout. You do the Sharon's Care thing again. You don't worry about Beedrill because Beedrill's terrible at the matchup, and then they take a knockout. Then you punch him in the face with Inteleon because you've already swung with 180 plus the 120 is 300. And then you hope the Choice Wheel plus Charizard comes down, and then you win the game that way. So I think that's how you play the Palkia matchup. It's not impossible, but you can definitely tell that is a lot of moving pieces there. So it is possibly Palkia. It's definitely hard to beat, and that's definitely something I didn't know how to play. But now when I think about it, I think that's definitely the play you want to do. But I think that does have good matchups overall. I think it can beat everything. It's just a lot of thinking, and when you have to think a lot and Lugia just punch you in the face, I think that's definitely the big thing. So definitely test the Lugia matchup because it definitely is going to be the most played deck. Anywhere you go in Silver Tempest, it's going to be the best deck. So test it more. But yeah, guys, there we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. See you tomorrow. We actually break down Toronto Regionals. Or not Toronto Regionals. LAIC? Latin American International Championship. We already know what won. We already know what's going crazy over there, what all happened. But we'll cover it tomorrow and talk about what happened there and what you can do. So, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Alrighty, bye.